Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Matt, and I need a haircut. D Rose is on that side of your screen, and he no longer needs haircuts. This is the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast. We are happy to be here this week. D Rose, I apologize. I had to do that to you. What's going on this week, man?
Unnecessary. No, you gotta leave the joke to me to say, well, I'm due for a haircut as well, and I need to get one soon. So, but no, man, it's good to be back. For some reason, it feels like it's been like a long time since we did the last podcast. So,
I feel you.
I don't know, maybe I really thought this past weekend, I thought it was a really good card, really interesting weekend in MMA in general with some of the PFL that went on as well. So, felt like just a big sporting weekend overall in combat sports, but. Been good overall.
Hell yeah. I saw some of the highlights. I'm not going to act like I watched the PFL card. But that being said, let's shout out the chat real quick because we got some new faces. We got some old faces. We got Lush Lomain stopping by here, trained by day, the Golden Octagon podcast.
My man, Lush.
All day. Lush been stopping in here, brother.
Loyal.
And, one of our guys that came in here, dude, from
Day
the
one.
very beginning.
Day one.
It is the loyal Papa Chuck, dude. And he has an explanation for his absence, brother. Man, baby life is for real. I'm sure D Rose understands what I'm going through. I have an almost 2-year-old running around with a wife that's due with her second in September. Glad to catch a live show. Man, I personally don't understand. I don't have any children, but D Rose definitely understands. He's got 2 little ones.
Yeah, dude, 100%. Papa Chuck, and beautiful to see that you're growing a family. So awesome to see that, dude. But I 100% understand, dude. And number 2, you think it's going to be better, but all it does is just gives you more to juggle, man. You just got to stay on your toes even more because now you got one that's running around and one that you got to change diapers with constantly too. So that's the balance. But beautiful to see you growing the family, man.
We got Tank Niner in here with the yes, sir. We got Colton in here with the double flames for us. Lush Lomain, we are live indeed. I think Lush Lomain enjoyed my haircut joke there. Good evening, Kyle. How you doing, brother? Super necessary. Yeah. Got the Napoleon Dynamite throw going on, bro. I guess I like you. You know why it's funny because. Bro, one of the middle school, I think it was 8th grade, fucking 7th grade, something like that. I was Napoleon Dynamite for Halloween. Do you remember that?
I think I do, but there's also, and there's a joke going on at work that also they had a funny bone when he said Napoleon Dynamite because there's a dude that I work with now, and I swear to goodness, like I thought it was Napoleon Dynamite. Like, dude has literally the same fro, glasses, might be 100 pounds with rocks in his pocket. Man, so that Napoleon Dynamite line that got me.
And then Lush, I almost had a t-shirt with that made on it. So the screenshot that I sent you last week with the D Rose face with the Jesus hair. Oh goodness. Yeah, it does feel like forever ago, brother, but hey, it is what it is. But let me give y'all what to look forward to on this show. We are gonna run over what happened this past weekend really quick. Headlines, if we won any bets, main takeaways from that card. Then we are going to jump into UFC fight news and announcements, what's upcoming, shit that has, man, I almost got there, dude. 457 before I cursed. I probably said 1 before, but it's okay. It is what it is. UFC fight news and announcements, things like that. And lastly, we'll give you our picks, predictions, breakdowns for this upcoming weekend's fights in Vegas. Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov. So with that being said, brother, let the people know how you were this over the past week. You know, did you do anything cool aside from watching fights while you get everything pulled up?
No, just been stressing about just the everyday life of just work and balance and stuff like that. But I will say, like I said, as far as the combat sports goes, I told you I'd watched some of the PFL fights, and I'd say one of the guys on there, Sadabu C, he had one of the highlight reel KOs with that spinning wheel kick, and Olivier Aubin-Mercier. How about him with the? Did you see that finish that he had? He threw the flying knee as my daughter's upstairs going crazy right now. But no, he threw a nasty knee for a finish. So it was some really good highlights from that card. But they ended up having like the little controversy where they ended up taking the one fighter out because it was basically a bad fight because he was fighting his teammate and they threw Shane Burgos in there. So I think they actually ended up getting like a lot of like, I think that was actually a lot of good traction for them. Like as far as getting public, just getting that put out there in the public in general because people don't really talk about PFL that much. That was all across MMA headlines. This whole week was that whole PFL thing. So I think that was kind of in a long run a good thing for him.
All right, brother. All right. I guess I can't agree or disagree. I don't watch PFL. I'll watch highlights occasionally. If there's no UFC, I'm like, let me see what's going on. But usually I just watch UFC, and that's enough for me. So with that being said, let's get into this past weekend's fights real quick. Headlines: ILIA Topuria does defeat Josh Emmett via decision. Dude, I really didn't see that coming. I thought he was going to finish Josh Emmett at some point in that fight. Macy Barber does finish Amanda Hebus round 2 with some ground and pound. Dude, one of the nastiest eye pokes I've ever seen ended the feature fight of the night. Justin Tafa versus Austin Lane. Austin Lane pretty much went knuckles deep in Justin Tafa's eyeballs. David Onama does knock out Gabriel Santos round 2 with a uppercut and then hits the Izzy celebration after. We can talk about that in just a second. But opening the main card, Brendan Allen does submit Bruno Silva round 1 with a rear naked choke, right?
Yeah.
All right. So that was the results from this past weekend. Any of the other ones, we'll get into it just after we cover those. But we did have 3 different picks this past weekend for the pick champ. Dude, and I cannot win this. I'm just getting sad at this point, brother. I'm like, damn, I feel like this is what D-Rose felt like last year when I went just on that run of like 6 months straight. It was like D-Rose is like, man, I just got to make some wild picks and hope something happens. It's kind of how I'm feeling at this point, man. But our 3 different picks this past weekend were Amanda Hebus versus Macy Barber. Then the other 2 were on the prelims, I guess. Then it was Neil Magny versus Phil Rowe. And then our last one was Tabitha Ricci versus Jillian Robertson. So obviously, fight number 1, Tabitha Ricci versus Jillian Robertson. I did pick Tabitha Ricci. D-Rose did pick Jillian Robertson. Second different pick was Neil Magny versus Phil Rowe. I picked Phil Rowe. D-Rose did pick Neil Magny. And our third different pick was Amanda Hebus versus Macy Barber. And I picked Amanda Hebus, and D-Rose picked Macy Barber. So that being said, y'all can go ahead and drop the hashtag AndStills in the chat if you want. But D-Rose is and still this week.
Give me my belt.
Wins two of the 3 and just gets it. He just gets it. Matt, will you watch PFL when Francis fights? Possibly. It depends on who he's fighting because he's going to be in this like pay-per-view division, right? So if he's going to fight Big Tuna or whoever the hell he's going to be fighting, I would just watch the replay because I'm not going to spend $80 to watch Francis crush a guy in 15 seconds. I'll just watch it on Instagram a minute after the fight happens. Like, it depends who he's fighting. If he's fighting like Deontay Wilder, yeah, I'll watch that, just to see what happens. But if it's like him like versus jumps some taxi cab driver, some like fucking Uber driver, I'm not interested. I'll watch the recap because he's gonna crush him with however he wants. I'm not paying for that. But yeah, so that's how I feel about that. D-Rose on that Volk.
Yeah, Lush.
Damn, indeed.
Yeah, Lush.
So
my boy
remains living that.
Let's go, Kyle.
Kyle likes to come in here on the and still weeks, but on the weeks that I win, he just don't say anything. He just don't catch the pod. I don't know.
They ride with the real. That's what they do. They ride with the real.
But main takeaways from this past weekend, man. I thought ILIA was going to finish Josh Emmett. Dude, I thought either way, or let me put it like this. My bets this weekend were crushed, dude. It's like one of three things happened. I either had the first fight of the night, which I wasn't confident in either way, Cody Brundage versus Cedric Dumas. I had that one going under a 1.5. I'm like, either Cody Brundage is gonna maybe submit this dude, or Alex Cedric is probably going to knock Cody Brundage out in the second round, because Cody Brundage is probably going to pull guillotine and then gas himself out and then just get knocked out early round 2. So I had that under 1.5, dude. I thought one of the two was probably going to finish, and Cedric Dumas does get the decision win over Cody Brundage. The next one, dude, I also had either under 1.5 or straight up, was Trevor Peek versus Chepe Mariscal. I had Trevor Peek either just straight up or the fight going under a 1.5. That one didn't happen. And then the next one that ruined a whole bunch of mine was I had Amanda Hebus versus Macy Barber going to decision, dude. So those four things, dude, crushed my bets for the night. Every parlay that I had one of those four fights with just the wrong decision in it, dude. And I was just, dude, it's like all the money that I won the previous week. It was like $75, so it wasn't like a ton of money. But I was so confident this weekend, like on just certain things. And it's like Macy Barber versus Amanda Hebus is for sure starting round 3. It's like minus 350. Bro, it's just like I had that in the parlay. It's just like, oh, Jesus. Yeah. It just broke my heart. But hey, it is what it is. Hopefully bounce back this weekend. I'm not going to bet as much this weekend because, one, I got burned last week, so I got to build up the DraftKings and FanDuel account back up a little bit before I get so confident again. So
well, and it's not it's not like a big it's not a stacked card this weekend to be really throwing a lot of money towards. So I mean, of course, I'm a dibble in it a little bit, but I'm not going all the way in. I'm not going crazy like I would potentially on a pay-per-view. Yeah, where there's going to be more names, you're going to feel more comfortable making certain picks.
Yeah, we do have some close odds that I'm interested to get into. But real quick though, I thought ILIA was going to finish Josh Emmett. What are your thoughts on just the outclassing that he had over Josh Emmett, dude? It's like, dude, he was composed all 5 rounds, and dude, it's like you couldn't have shook him that night. He looked like he probably could have went 10 rounds, dude. It's like he was good, dude. So give me your thoughts on the main event and him going all 5 rounds and him not finishing, Josh.
Yeah, I think I wasn't surprised that, I guess at the end of the day, that Josh Emmett wasn't finished, because we talk about it personally all the time. The only time that he was ever really finished before Yair Rodriguez, like actually getting knocked out, was an illegal knee from Jeremy Stevens while he was on the ground. Ended up knocking him out. And, he's super tough, super durable. And I do think ILIA Topuria kind of made it to a sense to make sure he didn't dump his energy early in the fight. So that way he knew he was going to have to go 5 rounds. And he didn't really rush many of the moments when he was hurting Josh Emmett early on. I will say that I've heard a lot of people say that they thought that ILIA was, defensively good. I mean, I thought he was for the most part, but there were moments where he was getting lit up pretty good. He was just responding really well. I thought he ate the shots well, was, my big thing. So I thought his chin did get tested a little bit in that fight. For him to get the 10-7 in the 4th round is absolutely nuts. At first I didn't like it, but after thinking about it, I was okay with it. But yeah, dude, Josh Emmett is so freaking tough, man. It's crazy.
I got you, Papa Chuck. I got you, brother. Yeah, man, it was just like, dude, I was so confident. I was like, they either I am wrong on everything about like ILIA and he's going to get cracked and just like slept like in like one of the first 2 rounds, or I'm right about ILIA and he's going to put out Josh Emmett. He was able to drop Josh Emmett a few times, but just didn't finish him. As you said, just stayed composed, showed his hand sanitizer boy for the win indeed. What's up, Steven? How you doing, brother? Yeah, man, co-main event, Macy Barber, Amanda Hebus, dude. I know this ruined a bunch of your bets too, but dude, I at least had it going to decision. Amanda Hebus had the size advantage, dude. maybe I'm just not a maybe I'm just a Macy Barber hater. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just seeing like every dude, she's on a 5-win streak now, where at least 2 of those were completely gifted to her. And dude, if I'm gonna be dead ass honest, I think this past one may have been called a little bit early. Like Amanda Hebus was at least trying to go for leg locks, getting up. And it's just like, I know she was getting hit, but it's like, come on, Keith. I think it was stopped because of the blood, just because they were both bloody, dude. It's like, maybe if her nose wasn't busted up like that, that probably wouldn't have been stopped. So maybe I'm just a Macy Barber hater, but it's like, bro, once she fights like Manon Fior or like Aaron Blanchfield, it's like I'm gonna be like rubbing my hands together, like finally we get to see this destroying of Macy Barber that I've been waiting on. But until then, I guess I have to just give D Rose his props. You know, it just is what it is. What are your thoughts on that fight, man?
Yeah, when you're ultimately waiting on someone's demise, yes, you're absolutely a hater. But no, I thought that I thought Macy was going to win the fight to begin with. I didn't think she was going to finish Hebos. Honestly, what we have to do is give the UFC a lot of credit on this matchmaking, because that was actually a really good fight. That could have been fight of the night. I don't know why the main event got the fight of the night, because that wasn't the fight of the night at all. I actually thought the Macy and Amanda fight was the fight of the night, because dude, there were times where
Chepe versus Peak, you know?
Yeah, one of those. But no, for sure, they went and slugged it out, dude. Hebos was going out there banging in the first round, and dude, there were moments where she was literally like just walking forward to Macy with her hands down, just like, dude, let's fucking scrap, and would just, she was swinging. She was doing this weird thing though, when every single time Amanda Hebos when she would get hit, like she would like jump back, even like with her arms in the air. Like, I guess, I don't know, it was like, I don't know if she was trying to get into a rhythm. I don't know if she felt like she was blocking the shots, but there were times where like Macy was like cracking her with a head kick, and then she'd like, hey, and like jump back. So it was really weird. But no, I actually thought this is Macy's best performance. I mean, to this point, I mean, this is definitely, I mean, besides Alexa Grasso, this is the toughest fight that Macy's had to this point in this division. And it's for her to be able to finish Hebos in the way that she did. I mean, we've seen Hebos standing there with the best of them. And I mean, she was really only finished by Marina Rodriguez. Oh, the money shot that Marina Rodriguez landed on her. But no, overall, dude, I think Macy, I think she's starting to develop. She's getting back to kind of like that killer instinct that she had like early in her career. And as long as she stay a little bit more composed, which I thought she was in this fight, a little bit more methodical when she went for the finish, it was not stopped early, because when Amanda Hebos she was getting tagged with elbows, and then as soon as Keith Pearson stopped the fight, Amanda Hebos then goes for the body wrap. It's like, oh, but then she didn't even really argue it after the fact, because she was getting rained on and she was getting tagged there. I mean, she got cracked with a head kick. Macy was cracking her with combos, finally dropped her. I don't know how she was standing for as long as she did, but no, it was a great fight. I thought it was, and it was definitely Macy's best performance to point.
We can all have our opinions. What's going on, Austin? How you doing? We were looking for you, Austin. All hail our boy D Rose. And I'm glad Silent 6 agrees with me. I get not liking Barber. Never trust a person with a person with their eyes that close together.
Dirty.
Oh goodness. That belt looks good on you, says Papa Chuck. D Rose. So that being said, brother, on the main card, Austin Lantafa, eye poke. Dude, what are your thoughts on the David Onama celebration? You know, kind of corny, yeah.
Absolute dork. Like, what are you doing trying to steal the exact Izzy one?
And then happened. It was a little bit farther away.
Well, no, it's not even that. And did you hear his explanation after the fight?
No.
He knocked out a Brazilian, and that's my guy. So I knocked out a Brazilian, so I was going to do it too. You're a dork, dude. Like, why would you even try to justify that? And didn't even try to spice it up or try to, put his own flair on it. Tried to do it exactly like Izzy. And, it looked like an absolute goofball. But I will say that was also a fun fight. I even texted you, like, not too long before that knockout. And I said, man, I know you don't like Onama. I know he might not be that great. But his fights are actually pretty fun. And that was a hell of a knockout.
Yeah, I can see what you mean by the stoppage. However, the ref did a good job stopping the fight for the longevity. Yeah, I got you. As I said, maybe I'm. What do you mean? Maybe I'm definitely a Macy Barber
I
hater,
would
but
say
it is
don't
what
try
it
to
is.
slide. Yeah, just own it. Just own it, dude. You keep trying to. Maybe I am. No, you
Yeah,
are.
the only other one that I really want to touch on too much, Brendan Allen, Bruno Silva, dude. I let you talk me, dude. I showed you bets that I had earlier in the week, and I was like, and now I had Brendan Allen sub round to 1 or 2, and you're like, man, I don't know, like, and I was like, maybe D Rose is like right, so I started putting round 2 or 3 sub because I was like, I know he's gonna sub him. Didn't matter because the next 2 or 3 I would have had in that parlay would have knocked that one out anyway. So I was right on the Brendan Allen by sub, but dude, I think I had 2. That was like the last leg in Allen round 2 or 3 sub, and it just didn't hit. I was just like, oh, like it was so close, it was so close. But give me your thoughts, Brendan Allen, and then after, dude, there's some talks. Him versus Roman Dolidze and him versus who was the other one?
He wants to fight
Dricus.
Dricus.
Yeah, Dricus. So give me your thoughts on the fight and then on each one of those fights real quick, and then we'll get into the news and everything like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good performance from Brendan Allen. I think also to point, I think that might have been his best performance to this point to be able to finish Bruno Silva as quickly as he did. The only reason why I was saying to be like a little bit hesitant because I was like, man, I was like maybe round 1, maybe not, because I just went straight up submission. So because I thought he was going to win. I think the submission was like, or I went submission 1 parlay, but that parlay busted. I think it was like plus 180 or something like that. Like, so you could have got plus money on that. Or I went sub or decision. So that was like minus 120. So that was actually still pretty good odds too. And ended up getting that anyway. But no, for him to finish Bruno the way he did, I thought there was a couple times he was good defensively for the most part. He was rolling with a lot of the shots, but there was a couple times where he was getting hit when he kind of just sat back on the fence. There was a couple times where Bruno snuck a couple of those hands through his guard, and I thought, he showed an ability to take damage like he hasn't early on in his career, and really responded well. Cracked Bruno with some good counters, and then ended up getting on his back. And one thing I will say, Brendan Allen's submissions are deadly. Like, as soon as he gets a choke, dude, that choke is cinched in, and good night, because it is over, dude. But no, and I think as far as his next fight, I think the Roman fight is a good fight. I think that, maybe as soon as they're targeting it, I think they're trying to target it for like September or something like that. I don't know if he's ready for potentially that quick of a turnaround. Maybe he wants like a little bit more of a break, but I could see that fight happening, and I can see it going well for Brendan Allen, because I think Roman at this point, he's sneaky old. So I think that, if Brendan Allen does get in there, I think he's a better athlete, better wrestler overall. And I think he'll be the bigger dude too. So I think for Dricus, let's see how this Whitaker fight goes, because as much as people don't want to believe it, dude, Dricus absolutely has a chance. I mean, look, Robert Whitaker's my guy, but Dricus absolutely has a chance in that fight. And Izzy has stated multiple times that he wants to fight Dricus next. So let's wait until that fight's over first with Dricus and Whitaker before we try to put him up against anybody else just yet.
Yeah. Personally, on the Dricus, dude, I think that's a better fight for Brendan Allen than Roman Dolidze is, dude. I just look at the Jack Hermanson fight and just the things that Roman did to Jack Hermanson. I was like, I can just see that not going good for Brendan Allen. Maybe thinking that he's great on the ground, but just Roman being stronger, more powerful, be able to just sweep him whenever he wants. That would be my fear. But I guess we'll see if that happens.
That's also Jack Hermanson. That's not Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen's a big dude. Yeah, I think he's gonna be able to hold his own. I mean, look what he did to Andre Muniz. So yeah, I mean, that what he did to Andre Muniz, that let me feel confident enough when he's on the ground with anybody. I think he's gonna hang his own with anybody. Nobody's gonna bully him.
All right. Are you on Whatnot? I'll occasionally get on there, man. I'm not on there often. If I am, I'll always let y'all know here on the channel first. Silent Six coming from Aussie and completely not biased. Bobby Knuckles by K. We got Bobby Knuckles all day. Yeah, so yeah, that's going to be an interesting fight, dude. It's only 3 rounds, and dude, Dricus is hell round 1, so you have to give him round 1, like unless like Robert is able to just evade completely, which he might be able to. But dude, it's gonna be a wild fight. But anything else from this past week that you want to touch on, or you want to get into fight news and everything like that?
Did you want to touch on your boy Trevor Peek?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was his second fight in the UFC. Is it really huge headlines? You know, I mean, I picked him to win. I'm still gonna be a fan of him. I still love the way that he like fucking fights. I just, just didn't go the way that I like wanted it to, and it just is what it is. What
those standing hammer fists were pretty hideous. I mean, you got to give me that, dude. I mean, that was absolutely awful. I mean, that was worse than street beef shit, dude. Like I've seen better punching in street beefs than I did what Trevor Peek was doing, dude. It was crazy.
I think because Chepe was he was side to side.
He was styling on him. Styling on him. Chepe was styling on him.
If like I'm gonna need someone to go in there
in the crowd,
and stand in front of Trevor Peek for his next fight. That's what I'm gonna need, is someone to just go in there and stand right in front of him. Dude, good luck knocking that guy out though, dude. And he has 3 rounds of that, dude. It's like he's hell for 3 rounds, man.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy watching him fight. But I thought it was really good matchmaking too. And Chepe held his own for being 145 or so. But that was a really good fight though. But other than that, I don't really need anything else from this card.
All right, man. I have to get your thoughts on the opener of this card, dude. Cody Brundage, dude, just continues to pull guillotine. He's got to get cut now, right? Like, bro, you.
Yeah, he literally shoots himself in the foot every single time he's lost. Like every single time he's lost, he's done something to shoot himself in the foot. He keeps pulling guillotine on guys when he thinks that he's I don't know. I guess he's thinking he's not even Brian Kelleher when it comes to the guillotine, let alone Charles Oliveira or anybody like that. So yeah, no, absolutely, Lush, dude. That's it. That's it right there. That's all you need to say.
Dude, like during the fight, I was like, "You've got to be kidding me, dude! You've got to be kidding!" Like, there's no way that he went out there and double legged dude, and then stood up 10 seconds later. You pulled guillotine, like, bro, you just double legged him. Why are you jumping guillotine?
Literally, and had the perfect position to get the takedown and get top position, and then he pulls guillotine. It's like, you are a freaking idiot. Idiot.
He had position indeed.
Literally, and it's like, you give it up. Like, and that's what he did in the Vieira, the Vieira fight too. Yeah, he did the same thing in that fight. Literally kept knocking him down, but kept getting on the ground with him, and they got dominated. Dude's an idiot.
Dude, it's just like he cannot continue to be in the UFC. Oh, did he say something like, I can't stand him, honestly? Oh, goodness gracious, dude.
Sound like you might have a little money on too, Lush. And I didn't go crazy on him. I went like $5 with like a crazy parlay. Not just him, but yeah, he's definitely an idiot, dude.
All right, let's see here. That's back a little bit too far. Where were we at? Are we at? Nah, that's June 21st. That's this weekend. What did he say? I thought his process clearly get stuff and animal banking symbols together. Oh, what I miss, boys. Nothing much, man. We've just been going over the fights from this past weekend. I had him again.
Yeah. He does it every time, dude. Does it every time.
Goodness, man. All right, so here we are, man. Back to 6 days ago. But that's this weekend. Here we go. One that we didn't talk about last week, or maybe we might have. Did we talk about Song Yadong versus Rob Font, man?
Yeah, we did, but
okay.
I'll give you a little bit of time if you want to look for some more. But yeah,
I have the next one. It's just right next. We got Fluffy Hernandez taking on Chris Curtis. We did talk about this off the podcast, but dude, what a fight. Yeah, it's like the kryptonite of each other.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they I think, Chris Curtis good with the boxing and the body shots, and he's got, good takedown defense. And I think Fluffy, he's been really good with his cardio his last few fights, and he's been mixing in his striking with his wrestling well. So yeah, no, I think by never again means never fighting in the UFC again. Yeah, Cody Brunson would never fight in the UFC again. But no, that's I think that's a really good fight with Fluffy and then the Action Man.
Yeah, gonna be a close one to call, and that's gonna be this weekend. That's gonna be this weekend, dude. We got a whole bunch of fight changes happening this weekend, but I mean, we'll get into that. That's another fight change. Diego Lopes going to be fighting on UFC Nashville August 5th against Gavin Tucker. You care about the return of Diego Lopes? That's the dude that fought Movsar Evloev with the crazy haircut.
and the crazy hair and that ugly ass tattoo on his chest, dude. Like, that is literally the worst tattoo in all of existence. But no, that was a banger of a fight though, with him and Movsar. He actually made a fun fight out of Movsar. So I think Diego Lopes is going to be damn.
Oh goodness, dude. That's why I don't watch PFL right there, and that's why I will not watch PFL, because
that's gonna be on the pay-per-view with him.
Cody Brunson on the pay-per-view. Jake Paul gonna be.
Jake Paul would knock him the fuck out. Like Jake Paul would knock him the fuck out, dude. I'm telling you, I'm calling
it, dude. Cody Brunson gotta go in there and just jump guillotine immediately.
And as soon as he does, Jake Paul's going to sleep him. I swear. Like, that's how garbage Cody Brundage is, dude.
Oh, goodness. Against Paige Van Sant by murder. Oh, goodness. Here we go. So September 16th, dude. Interesting. September 16th is Mexican Independence Day, dude. So this is going to be a fight night card, because this is the week after pay-per-view, dude. So this is going to be September 16th, going to be Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko, number 2 for the women's flyweight title. Going to be a fight night card, dude. So pretty interesting, man. Thoughts on that? And who you got in the rematch, dude?
I mean, early on it's kind of hard telling. I really want to see where Valentina is kind of coming in at. So I do want to see where she's coming in at the week of the fight. So, coming off the loss, we talked about it multiple times, but even though Grasso was losing that fight up to that point, she was having success in the striking. So I do think that it's not like she was out of her element in the first fight at all. And, in the second one coming up, I think she's going to do everything she can to make sure she gets the dub. But yeah, I think that's awesome that it's on TV. Don't try to, force it on a pay-per-view to, potentially have like a 5-round fight for nothing. And I think honestly it's good promotion for the flyweight division. I think the flyweight division is on the way up, and for that fight, a rematch with the greatest champ in the division's history, going against one of the hottest up and comers, or not up and comers, but one of the hottest champs in the sport right now. It'll be a good fight and good for the promotion of the division.
Yeah, Silent Six. Wait, Grasso versus Valentina rematch is a fight night. Yes, indeed, brother. Yeah. September 16th, because the weekend right before that is a pay-per-view. Love Grasso, but Bullet is going to have a stick game plan. Bullet by decision. Yeah, I got you, brother. Yeah. Interesting fight. I gotta go Grasso again, dude. As you said, she was boxing her up on the feet too. It ain't like she. Like, there's a reason Valentina started shooting, dude. It's like she was like, "Oh shit, I'm getting knuckled up a little bit." Here's another super interesting one, dude. Rose Namajunas returns, dude. She isn't returning down at strawweight, dude. She is returning at flyweight, September 2nd in Paris against the local to Paris, Manon Fier. up and coming flyweight, dude. Thoughts on this? And yeah, just give me your opinions, dude. I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's weird that Rose is moving up, but honestly, I feel like I've told you personally, but I still think it's kind of a thing that they're trying to keep Rose away from Wei Li because she's 2-0 against Wei Li. But I really think they want Wei Li to be a champ to promote China, and they want that China versus China fight with Wei Li and Yan Xiaonan. So I think they're going to try to keep Wei Li as intact as they can. And I think for Rose, this is kind of like a reset for her. She already kind of, lost the title and won it back at this point. So there's not much for her to prove at 115. So why not go up to 125? She sees, Alexa Grasso being a former 115 pounder, moving up and winning the title. And I think against Fierro, I think her picking that fight, I think she might see something in Fierro's game that, she might be able to take advantage of. I don't see Rose really taking a fight against somebody, the type of personality that she has. I don't really see her taking a fight against somebody that she really doesn't have an opportunity against. And not to say that she's cherry picking fights, but her mentally, she has to be all in. I think she has a lot of buy-in that she can win this fight. And I think if she does, I think the same for Rose.
Yeah. I don't think that fight happens. Just mark my words now. I don't think that fight happens.
There's a good chance. With the way Rose is,
Yeah.
we definitely understand. She can have a mental breakdown the week of and all of a sudden pull out. So, you're right. There's a very good chance it couldn't happen.
Yeah. Just so far away from home, dude, in Paris again, and the whole crowd's going to be rooting against you. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one, dude. But anyway, Anthony Smith versus Ryan Spann 2. Dude, didn't this fight just happen like last year, dude? August 26th in Singapore. Thoughts on that?
Weird. Who asked for this? But I guess it's a way for Ryan Spann to try to see if he can work his way back up into the top 6, 7 of the division. Because I didn't realize Anthony Smith is still ranked 7 in the light heavyweight division right now. I think Ryan Spann sitting at 10. I guess Ryan Spann felt like he had some opportunities against Anthony Smith maybe in that first fight. Man, I didn't like that Anthony Smith performance in his last fight against Johnny Walker, so I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to feel about him going into a fight with Ryan Spann, especially first round Spann.
Spanish.
Yeah, dude. First round Spann. Yeah, he's absolutely crazy. Even though Anthony Smith clubbed him up in the first round in their fight, because if you remember. Ryan Spann literally picked him up and was carrying him across the octagon like a little brother. And Anthony Smith is he just drops his shoulders. And as soon as Ryan Spann sets him down, Anthony Smith just knocks the shit out of him. Just turn around and just whopped him with the big ass right hand. So, Anthony Smith obviously has the ability. I just got to see him. I got to see some muster in him, man. His last couple of fights have been great.
Yeah, he just we have one saying Anthony Smith is done. Yeah, he could be he just didn't look great against Johnny Walker in his last fight. It just wasn't good to see, man. He didn't get finished. He went all the rounds, but Jesus, man, it was
him trying to muster motivation to tell Johnny Walker that he's attacking his family. That's letting me know, dude, there's something there that's not clicking. They're not getting you going like you used to.
Yeah, but Anthony Smith got to know. He's like, hey, I just beat this guy. I can beat him again, so. Yeah, that's just my early thoughts. This one was already scheduled before, but Talia Santos versus Aaron Blanchfield rescheduled, dude, added to that UFC Singapore card as well, August 26th. We've kind of broke that one down before, but you want to give some thoughts on it real quick?
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the. Who was it?
Talia Santos, Aaron and Blanchfield has been rebooked for UFC Singapore.
Weird that it was rebooked for that card, but that card's turning out to be kind of like a sneaky good card for that. That's going to be a TV card too, and that's turned out to be like a sneaky good card. So, but no, that should be a good fight. I think for Aaron Blanchfield, it's kind of like a stay busy fight while the title fight is happening right now. Because I think if not, Blanchfield is arguably fighting for the title right now. But I think she's going to be a pretty big favorite going into the fight with Santos as well. I think Blanchfield is up next. I think she's the real deal, and I think it's only a matter of time before she's champ.
All right, dude. In the famous words of D Rose, she's up next, dude. This one I don't understand. I specifically remember UFC cutting Hannah Goldie, but she's returning September 23rd against Mizuki Inoue. Yeah, I know you don't care, but just want to let you
Not a
know.
lick.
We got Leon Na and JJ Aldridge added to Singapore card. We got Chidi Njokwani versus your boy Mikhail Oshajuk also on that Singapore card, dude. Thoughts on
Oh, that's a banger. That's a tough fight, dude. I don't know. Mihal could wear him down with the pressure, or I don't know, dude. Chitty might knock him the fuck out. That's a low key banger. I like that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed, man. Aaron first round sub finish. Maybe, brother. It's definitely possible. Tatsu Taira already got rebooked against a UFC newcomer on UFC 290 at a 130-pound catch weight. Care about that one? Are you glad you'll get to see Tatsu fight?
I mean, interested to see him back, and I was going to go. I was trying to put a little bet on him last fight, and then realized that his fight ended up falling out. So let's see if he's the real deal flyweight though.
Indeed, man. And the last one that I personally have, dude. I thought Cub Swanson retired. No.
No, I don't remember him. I don't remember it.
Well, he is back up at featherweight, taking on Mean Hakeem Dawodu, dude. August 12th. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, two of my guys, man. But I'm glad to see Sadiq back. I feel like I haven't really seen him that much here recently. He kind of won a couple fights and hadn't really been back, but hopefully he can kind of get back in there and get a little bit more active. Cub Swanson, you know how much of a fan I am of him. So that's that's not a low key banger. That's a high key banger. That's a really good fight.
All right. And that's the last one I have. You got anything that I missed, or you got anything that you want to talk about real quick?
Nah, man. We can move right on to this weekend. See if we reign and still again.
Yeah. We passed the topic already, but if Grasso Valentin isn't pay-per-view, I wonder what the UFC done to substitute not having pay-per-view points. Who knows? Well, personally, I think they would have to get over a certain amount of buys to get points anyway, and maybe that fight's not going to get that threshold of buys to begin with, so it's like they're going to get their flat rate show win money anyway. So Lushly Man going for Mean Hakeem there. So interesting. Sorry, brother. I didn't hear you. Do you have anything that I missed, or are you ready to get into this?
No, I said we can get into this weekend and see if you can stop the rain.
All right. So with that being said, let's get into it, man. We got UFC Fight Night. Sean Strickland taking on Abus Magomedov, and let me share my screen with
such a weird main event, dude. Just to see.
Sean Strickland's doing the UFC a favor, dude. He's fought one time in the UFC against Dustin Stoltzfus, dude. Knocked him out in 19 seconds. And so this is quicker than the Alex Pereira matchup, man. So
at least Pereira had two fights. I mean,
yeah.
And dude, it's like, Sean Strickland's like number 5 in the division. So like, if he wins, seven, still this dude's gonna be top 10 in 2 fights. If Strickland loses, that's just crazy.
Yeah, man. So make sure. All right, let me go back. All right, D Rose, you're in control of the comments. You got to let me know. I can't see nothing. So let's get into it, man. UFC Fight Night Strickland versus Magomedov taking place this Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So going back to the regular old time of the prelims, it's going to be starting. It's going to be going on at the Apex, dude. 12 fights, and we got some familiar faces. We got some old faces, some returning faces to the Octagon, man. Some closely lined fights, some ones that I know we're going to have some differences on. Well, let's get into it with Sean Tarzan Strickland taking on Abus Magomedov. We got the returning from retirement, Damir Ismagulov taking on Grant Dawson. We got Max Payne Griffin taking on Michael Morales. Haven't seen him in a while. We've got the Queen of Violence, Ariane Lipsky, taking on Melissa Gatto. We got Benoit Saint Denis, the French Special Forces guy, taking on Ismail Bonfim, one of the Bonfim brothers. We got Nursultan Rizabov taking on Bruno the Hulk Ferreira. We got Kevin the Motown Phenom Lee returning, dude, to take on none other than Renat Fakhretdinov, dude. I don't understand the fight, but hey, we got Yana Kunitskaya, Foxy Santos taking on Carol Hossa. We got Ivana Petrovic taking on Luana Dread Carolina. We got Joe Anderson Brito taking on Weston Wilson. That sounds like a fake name, dude. We got Alexander King Kong Romanov taking on Blagoy Ivanov. And the opening fight on the card, we got Guram Kutataladze taking on Elvis Brenner, dude. So 12 fights. Thoughts on the card as a whole, man? Give me a grade.
Let's just say it's the week before International Fight Week, so they're trying. Or they might not be trying at this point with this card. I'm not too sure, but there's the fight night this weekend.
Yeah, man, just a lot of odd fights, right? Odd fights.
Very much so, and yeah, that's why a lot of the fights you look at them, you literally scratch your head because you're like, I didn't realize this guy was fighting, or I didn't realize that why are these two matched up against one another, or people you just might not have ever heard of, or just somebody you might not have seen in a really long time. Yeah, just really a lot of odd pieces fit on this card.
All right. So, that being said, let's get into it. First fight of the night. And D Rose, I feel like I'm bad about always just saying the stats and then jumping right into it. So what I would like to do this week, dude, is I'm gonna say the stats. I'm gonna break down the first one, and then for the next one, I'm gonna give you the stats, and then I'm gonna let you go into the breakdown first, because I always feel like I break it down first and then I pick first, and then when I'm like watching the pod back, I'm like, damn, dude, like I always feel like he always copies me, but I don't ever give him a chance to pick first. So that being said, dude, I'm gonna try my hardest to not go right into the breakdown or just pick right away. So let's get into it, dude. Up first, we got the Georgian Viking Guram Kutataladze taking on Elvis Brenner, dude. This is a late notice matchup because Guram was going to fight a couple, maybe even last week, but a couple of weeks ago, and he couldn't get a visa, but he was able to get it like a week or 2 weeks later to get into the U.S. But yeah, this fight's happening now against late notice replacement Elvis Brenner, dude. But he does fight down there at Chuta Box with Charles Oliveira, dude. Chuta Box Diego Lima, dude. So that being said, 12-3 for Guram Kutataladze. Did lose his last one against Damir Ismagulov by split decision, and before that beat Matus Gamrot. And D Rose, oddly enough, he's only had 2 fights in the UFC. Elvis Brenner is 3-2 in his last 5. Right now, Guram Kutataladze on Tapology is a -400 favorite, but I'm sure that's not the same because when I saw it earlier, he was like a -600. But Elvis Brenner is a +300. Guram Kutataladze, 31 years old, 5'11", 72-inch reach. Elvis Brenner is 25 years old, 5'10", and a 72-inch reach. So it's no secret here, dude. Guram's got fantastic kickboxing, but Elvis Brenner's tough, man. But he is a -400 favorite for a reason. I don't think it's any secret here that most people are going to be picking Guram to win this fight, and I'm trying to get you some updated odds real quick just to make sure, because if he actually is -400, shit has moved a lot. But
It's
yeah,
right now on FanDuel.
yeah,
Guram
-670. Yeah, -670.
Yeah,
I'm looking right at it. Yeah, so
yeah. Right at
Guram,
+430.
a huge favorite. A few plays that I like from this fight maybe are maybe goes over. What's the over under set at? If it's at maybe 1.5, if it's there, maybe goes to decision, because I don't think Guram has a finish in the UFC yet, right? Like this went to split decision and this went to split decision. Yeah, so maybe this fight going to decision, maybe something I might take a look at, but Yeah, dude. Elvis Sprinter's tough, but everyone's going Guram here. Are you going Guram this week, D-Rose?
Yeah, Elvis Brenner. I think he's just going to be a little too small. I think he used to fight at 45 at one point. I know he's fighting at 55 now, but yeah, he just I know that's an older picture, but just even based on the picture, he just looks a lot smaller. And Guram's going to have good wrestling, good control. I think he'll. I think decision as well. But yeah, okay. I think Guram gets it done.
Lush Lomain likes Kuta Taladze, money line over, and the KO for Guram. All right, fair enough, man. Me and D-Rose both on Guram. Kuta Taladze, the Georgian Viking. Dude, ATL, stand up, right?
Yeah. In the house.
Yeah. Dude, we got some people coming out of Georgia, not the state, but the country. Up next, we got Alexander King Kong Romanov taking on Blagoy Ivanov. Sorry. King Kong is 16-2 overall, won 3 of his last 5, but lost his last 2, dude. Blagoy Ivanov is 19-5 overall, 3-5 in his. 2-3 in his last 5. Alexander Romanov, slight favorite, -125. Blagoy Ivanov, +100. Romanov is 32 years old, 6'2", 75-inch reach. Blagoy Ivanov is 36 years old, 5'11", 73-inch reach. Yeah, before I get into anything, I gotta let D-Rose go first. I got to. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know Romanov's your boy. I think,
at
with
least
him
was, right? At least
yeah, damn. There he goes again, jumping off the bandwagon. But but no, I mean, early on he did have a little bit of steam. I think that Topuria fight, it did kind of I guess I don't want to say gave him a little bit of humble pie, but kind of reset what a lot of people thought about him going into the upper ranks of the UFC. I do think this matchup with Blagoy kind of fits him a little bit more. I think Blagoy, dude, is just super tough. You're not going to finish him at all. Like, you're just not going to finish Blagoy. Like, he's another one of those guys. I mean, he's went in there. I mean, he's banged it out with Tai Tuivasa and Derek Lewis, and like neither one of them dropped him. Like, I mean, couldn't hurt him. I mean, the dude is just, I mean, he is a brick. Like, he has a hole in his chest where he got stabbed, and they still could not kill him. Like, you cannot kill this dude at all. But no, he's super tough. I think it's going to be a good matchup for him because he's a little bit slower. Romanov, I think he's going to be the better athlete. I think he's going to be struggling getting takedowns early if he tries to kind of spam him like he did against Topuria. But I think if he can set him up a little bit better, I think he's going to be the bigger guy overall, and I think he should be able to get the dub here. Not super confident in him because I was never the craziest about him, but let's say Romanov gets a decision here.
All right, D-Rose going. Romanov, Lush Leman waiting for weigh-ins. Romanov is fat like his last fight. Ivanov lock, wait for weigh-ins.
Yeah,
that's not the best, not the worst game plan, Lush Leman. Personally, dude.
He got smoked by Volkov, right?
It's just, dude, this is odd, right? It's like, dude, do you know Blagoy Ivanov has been finished before once?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm saying, yeah, I understand
Crazy
that
enough, without looking, do you know who he's been finished by?
Alexander Volkov.
Yeah, the only guy
in Bellator, right?
The only guy to ever finish Alexander Romanov. So that is what they have in common. Mm-hmm. The only other thing, dude, that I do want to say is, dude, Romanov grabbed the fence, dude. It was clear as day. Alexander Volkov grabbed the fence, stopping the takedown in the last fight, dude. And dude, what would have happened if Romanov got on top, dude, and King Konged him there? We'll never know because Romanov had about, no joke, 35 seconds of gas in him, dude. It's like after he didn't get that takedown, dude, it's like he looked at the clock like, how much time do I have left? And saw 4:15. Like,
fuck.
Oh no, dude.
Fuck, we still got that long.
dude. And it's like me and you talked about it. Like when he last fought, dude. Like or after the last fight, it's like the differences of him and his Tybura fight and and the Volkov fight was like night and day different. It's like, dude, you did not. What did you do to train besides eat cheeseburgers, man? It's like you gained so much weight in between those two fights. That being said, dude, I'm going to agree with you, but disagree with you. I'm saying Romanov flings down Blagoy Ivanov round one, sets his big heavy ass on top of him and fucking Donkey Kongs him and gets the TKO, man. Not knocks him out, but just because he's getting set on and pounded on and he can't do anything. Ref's got to stop it, right? That's how I'm saying Romanov gets the finish this weekend. Am I confident in it? No. Could he gas out in 10 seconds? Yes. Am I going to be waiting to weigh-ins to see what he looks like before I put any sort of reliance on Romanov? Yes, but in reality, I don't bet him a lot anyway, so it is what it is. Let's go King Kong Romanov this week. Let's get him let's get a finish over Blagoy Ivanov. What do you think about my pick, man?
Yeah, I don't like the finish. I like him to win.
He's gonna set on his chest. He's gonna set on his chest and Donkey Kong him, dude. He's gonna King Kong him like his.
Blagoy ain't having it. I'm telling you, that dude ain't having it. You cannot do it. I mean, Volkov did it, but you can't do it.
He's not going to knock him. He's not going to be cold, but the ref's got to step in. And he ain't fighting back. So
I'm saying you gotta sleep that dude to get him out of there. That's all I'm saying.
All right, dude. Next fight, we got Joe Anderson Brito taking on Weston Wilson, dude. This fight should not be sanctioned, dude. We don't even have odds on Tapology, dude. You want to pull them up for me? But we got say Turbo Joe Anderson Brito, like a turbo. He keeps going. Joe Anderson Brito taking on the dude's name that sounds fake, Weston Wilson. Brito is 14-3-1, 1-4 of his last 5. Weston Wilson is 16-7, 1-4 of his last 5 as well against people that probably aren't real. Look, Fabricio Franco via submission, Mike Wilson, Marcos Andreas.
Dude, Joe Anderson Brito. Just guess. Just guess. He's the favorite. Just guess how big of a favorite he is.
Probably one of the biggest in UFC history. I'm gonna guess like 1600 right now.
Yeah, you've seen it because it's exactly 1600.
Earlier, yeah. I saw it earlier in the day.
Yeah, you could at least went along with it, or you could have.
It could have changed. But it could have changed. I didn't know if it dropped.
Dude, minus 1600. That's absolutely nuts, dude. I can't believe that. Like Joe Anderson Brito. Yeah,
dude.
I'm saying as far away from that as I can.
I'm not going into breaking this one down, dude. Joe Anderson Brito by finish, dude.
Yeah.
Wesley man agrees with us. Brito under in submission. So calling the sub. So
shit. You know? With the under. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean,
I think for a little parlay piece, you could probably just do by submission.
Dude, here's one thing, dude. 5'8" versus 6'1", but only 1 inch reach difference.
That's like Volk and Max fighting one another. Like Volk has like the 7-inch reach on Max, and Max is like 4 inches taller.
Yeah, crazy, dude. Yeah, are you on Brito?
Yeah, by finish.
All right, man. Let's have a different pick here this week. We got Ivana Petrovic taking on Luana Dread Carolina, dude. And I think a lot of people are picking this girl because they like the way she looks, dude. 6-0, minus 225 favorite. Fighting out of Croatia. She's taking on Luana Dread Carolina. UFC vet, not the best record overall. 8-4. She is the plus 180 dog fighting out of Brazil. Ivana is 29 years old, 5'8" with a 70.9 inch reach. That's weird. All right. We got Luana Carolina is 8-4. Lost 3 of her last 5, but it's okay. 30 years old, 5'6", 69-inch reach. Did I go or did? Oh yeah, I didn't break down the last one, dude. Yeah, we got a UFC newcomer here. A lot of people are high on her. Clearly, she is a minus 225 favorite. What research I've done on this little girl, on this female, is she's good at getting into the ground and submissions, dude. But against who in Croatia? She might be fake, dude. She might be one of those fake European girls. And I'm gonna ride with the UFC vet, dude. She might not be the best in the world, but she's got decent stand up. And from what I've seen from the other chick, she don't have the best stand up in the world. And I'm just down to ride with the vet and the UFC dog this week, or the UFC vet and the dog this week. Almost 2-1 dog. Give me Luana Carolina. Which way you going, man?
Hearing the vet and the dog is like, are we taking the dog to the vet or no? I'm kidding. Yeah. But no, I think Luana Carolina just has not impressed me in her UFC run. So to this point, I can't really put too much confidence in her. I mean, I don't know much about Petrovic other than she's just a newcomer. That's really all I know to this point. But like I said, not super impressed with Luana Carolina overall.
Dude, she gets so much hate because she got demolished by spinning back elbow. Molly, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's a reason to hate on her. I mean, I just don't think she's that good.
I feel like she was winning that fight though until she got spinning back elbow.
Yeah, well, and she lost to Joanne in her last fight too, and it was a split decision. But I think I thought Joanne won. I think we had different picks in that fight too, but I don't know. Just Luana just hasn't impressed me too much at this point. She just always seems like she's kind of like a step behind. I'll just say Petrovic just for me not feeling good about Luana Carolina.
All right, D Rose going with the UFC newcomer, and we will have our first different pick of the night. Can't wait to snatch that back from you this week, brother. So moving on up, next fight of the night. Let me share the screen. We got Yana Kunitskaya Santos, Foxy Yana Santos. Is that? Yep, it still is. Taking on Carol Hossa. We got 14-7 for Yana Santos. Won 2 of her last 5, lost her last 2. Carol Hossa is 16-5 overall. Won 3 of her last 5. Lost her last fight against Norma Dumont, up a weight class at 145. Where is this going to be taking place at? This is going to be taking place at 145 as well, man. So I think late notice of this is late notice for Carol Hossa, because this was going to be Yana Santos versus Macy Chasson, dude. But Macy Chasson, dude, I don't even know why she even tries to fight anymore. She can never make it to the scale or make weight at the scale, dude. But so Carol Hossa steps in on late notice. Already did that. So Yana Santos plus 160 dog. Carol Hossa is minus 200 favorite. Yana Santos, 33 years old, 5'8", 68-inch reach. Carol Hossa is 28 years old, dude. 5'5" and a 67-inch reach. I broke down the last one. Let's leave this one to old D Rose.
I mean, Carol Hossa in her last fight, again, as you said, moved up a weight class to fight Norman Dumont. Norman Dumont's been looking pretty good in her last few fights, so no fault of her there. You look at Yana in her last 2 fights. She's lost to Holly Holm, and she had that brutal knockout to Renee, and I think she's on the downslide right now. She's coming off of childbirth, which is never an easy thing. We love the women who give birth, and the moms out here. We love you all, but it's very taxing on the body. And I do think at this point, with her already kind of on the downtrot, Carol Hossa, I would say she's kind of on more of like an upward trajectory. I think that Carol Hossa, she has pretty good striking. She has pretty good leg kicks. She can kind of mix it up pretty well with her. She's got decent wrestling, but she's got pretty good striking overall. I think she'll just be a step ahead of Yana. I don't think it's going to be a super entertaining fight by any means. I don't know if Carol Host is going to get the finish, but I think she pretty much dominates the fight and probably gets it 30-27 decision.
Dude, it's like I just think Yana's just a little bit older now, dude. She's not as. I'm not saying she was ever the greatest to begin with, but it's like, bro, she just kind of runs forward into punches. I'm like, why are you doing this? Stop! Don't run face forward into just getting knocked out, dude. But I agree with you for the most part. I believe Carol Host has got this most places, and she should probably win this fight by decision. Lush Lemaine to go the distance. Yeah, I agree.
100%. That's one thing I will say. 100% go to decision for this fight.
One thing that I do want to ask, well, that's what I thought last week, Barber versus Hebus. We saw how that
Same.
One thing that I do want to ask you, Thiago Santos just now, her husband just now popped for PEDs and PFL. You know, maybe she's on any Brazilian secret juice, anything like that.
Hopefully nothing comes out this week.
This fight is up at 145, dude. How many fights she got left? She got 2 kids. She's trying to get this paycheck, dude. She's spending. Imagine
if all of a sudden this week Yana has to pull out due to an injury. Then we'll be interested to see what happens.
What's Yana looking like this week? Let me pull up Yana's Instagram real quick because I'm actually interested in this. My official pick is going to be Carol Hosa, but I'm interested in this. Let's see.
Yeah, I think you're one of the few, but I'll still never let you live it down that you tried to convince me that Yana had a chance to beat Cyborg.
Hey, man.
You still tried to talk me into it. He's like, dude, she's good.
The UFC convinced me that she had a chance, dude. They did very good at promoting Yana Santos against Chris Cyborg, man.
That's your girl.
I believed it.
Day one. That's your girl, man. You believed in the hype.
Yeah, she's not looking any different than what she normally looks like. Yeah, I got to go Carol Hosa still. I don't know why I'm spending so much time on this. It is what it is.
I don't either.
Next fight of the night. Let me get this back up here. We got the return of the Motown Phenom, Kevin Lee. Look at that picture. Taking on Renat
Babyface
Gladiator Fakhretdinov. 19-7 for Kevin Lee. Here we go. Lost 3 of his last 5. Last win against Diego Sanchez. Didn't look the best in the world, but we'll get into it. Renat Fakhretdinov, 21-2, won all 5 of his last 5. Last win was over Brian Battle. Just took him down a whole bunch, right? Yep. And then so Kevin Lee plus 190, dog. I'm surprised this line isn't further apart, to be honest. Renat Fakhretdinov minus 230 favorite. Kevin Lee is 30 years old, 5'9", 77-inch reach. Renat Fakhretdinov is 31 years old, 6 foot, 74-inch reach. You broke down the last one, right?
Yeah.
All right, brother. I'm excited for this one. So, dude, Kevin Lee got cut from the UFC, 2 years ago after fighting Charles Oliveira? No, after fighting Daniel Rodriguez. Yeah, and then, but pretty much 2 years after fighting Charles Oliveira, comes back a weight class up against D-Rod and just gets just outclassed, dude. He's just too small for 170. Gets cut by the UFC. Fights Diego Sanchez in Eagle FC. Blows his knee out round 1, dude. And just looks like shit the rest of the fight for the most part. He is 30 years old now, dude. Maybe in his prime. Possibly. I guess we'll see. But just, dude, who is Kevin Lee's manager? Is it Ali Abdelaziz?
No. They that's not his manager. I don't know who his manager is. It's not Ali, but they don't do him any favors, that's for sure.
Dude, it's like, what do we do? Like, Renat Fakhretdinov, he's a big 170 pounder, clearly, 6 foot, 74-inch reach. But not only that, he's fought up at 185 as well, dude. And it's like anyone that Kevin Lee has struggled with at 170 hasn't even been the biggest 170 pound. Like, he struggled with RDA, that's also fights at 155. He struggled with D-Rod, that he's kind of chubby for 170. He could probably make like fucking 155 if he got his diet under control, dude. It's just like, I'm just so I just don't see any way Kevin Lee wins this fight, dude. I think Renat on repeat takedown, if I'm wrong, and I could just be wrong by Brian Battle has no takedown like defense, and Kevin Lee's a better wrestler, and then we get to see like Renat's striking instead. But even if that happens, dude, Kevin Lee's gas tank is shit, dude. He's got a round and a half, and then he falls off a fucking cliff. At one point, future world champ Kevin Lee, but maybe future world champion of PFL or Bellator. It ain't in the UFC, man. Give me Renat Fakhretdinov, probably by round 3 or decision, dude. It wouldn't be surprised if he finished Kevin Lee this week, brother.
Man, I think this one's definitely going to be tough. Fakhretdinov, as you said, he's coming in with a lot of momentum. He dominated Brian Battle in his last fight. He's a tremendous wrestler.
Now he's a quit MMA if Kayla Harrison ever lost. Good times. Yeah, I wish.
Oh man, I was about to say if only he had stayed true to that. If only he had stayed true. But no, and Kevin Lee, I'm a big fan of his, man, and I've always been a fan of his, and I always believed in the hype, but he does have some of his fights where you just scratch your head coming away with some of the performances that he's put on. You're like, dude, how did you laid an egg against RDA? I think that was kind of like a good bounce back for him. Then he had a good bounce back against Gregor Gillespie, and then he kind of pulled a Chael Sonnen against Charles Oliveira and tap, not tap. Oh, I was out. No, you definitely tapped. But no, I mean, I like Kevin Lee. I do think that. So here's the thing I think he's got going for him. I think he's a good wrestler. Fakhretdinov, he's fought a lot of guys in Russia, 2-round fights. A lot of those fights were in some of the fights that he had.
A lot of probably taxi cab drivers.
Yeah, a lot of guys that were driving the Uber
in the hills.
They were doing DoorDash right before they took the fight. I mean, they were doing anything they could to get some change together. So, man, I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling. I know we talked about it before. I think I'm feeling Kevin Lee here, man. I think I'm really going for him this weekend. He's definitely got the eye stacked against him, but dude, the thing that I'm hoping, if he has worked on his gas tank, dude, that is the ultimate thing that has always held him back. Me thinking that he's taking this fight is making me think that he's confident that he's going to win this fight. So give me Kevin Lee here.
He's also confident that he could beat Khabib too, so keep that in mind.
Hey, to be fair, he was like one of the first guys to call out Khabib before anybody else did. Like he was one of the very first guys to do that. He's always
calling out all these Dagestanis, dude. He finally gets his fucking wish, dude, and it's against.
There he goes.
And it's against basically a fucking middleweight. God, dude, I just
yeah. I mean, let him, dude. He's calling for it, as you said. He's calling the shot. Dude? Let's go, Kevin Lee.
All right, D-Rose picking Kevin Lee this week, dude, and our second different pick of the night. So that one's probably going to be in there, man. I hope you're confident in it. To be honest, brother, if I want to be honest, I want to be rooting for Kevin Lee. I just don't see a way that he wins, man. Whoa.
I'm rooting for him, man. And if he, like I said, I think if he works on his gas tank, I think he can stuff the takedowns, and then I want to see Fakhretdinov striking. But yeah, just gotta hope the Kevin Lee's worked on the gas tank, man.
All right. So moving on, next fight of the night. We got Nursultan Rizabov, Black, taking on the Hulk Bruno Ferreira. Nursultan is 34-8 with 2 either draws or no contest. Won all 5 of his last 5, fighting out of Uzbekistan. Bruno the Hulk Ferreira is 10-0. Obviously won all 5 of his last 5. He is undefeated. So Rizabov is fighting out of Philadelphia with Sean Brady and them up there. 29 years old. 6'4", dude. Tall guy for what is this? Oh, 185. Yeah, 185. Bruno Ferreira is 30 years
Very
old,
short.
5'10" and 72-inch reach. So D Rose, as I said, I'm gonna try my best to let you break down this fight.
Thank you for tossing me the fight with a newcomer that
You act like I just knew that's how it's gonna play out. If you don't want it, brother, I can try to give you what I know.
Honestly, I'm just going to go straight to the prediction. I'm just going to go. Bruno here. I think he's got a lot of momentum coming behind him right now. You know, especially coming off the Rodriguez knockout. You know, I think he showed that he's got a good chin. We know that he's got, you know, good power, good jiu-jitsu. I think he's, you know, well-rounded. I think he's got good footwork. I think he showed that off in his last fight too. And is there a reason that Razibov, is there a reason that he's 34-8 and hadn't been in the UFC before? Almost kind of feels like it's like some made-up shit, like with his record, almost like the dude that Alonzo Benefiel fought that one time. Like he's got a bunch of random-ass fights, and all of a sudden, by week's end, Tapology is going to remove 12 of his fights. But no, I think let's go Bruno here.
Yeah, man. That's all I was gonna say. Funny story, just a little bit, because you know I don't look into everything, but if I see something like that, like how's this dude got like 40 fights and he's not in the UFC yet? Like won a bunch, dude. I saw a few of them. It's like he gets taken, dude. It's like you could tell him, hey, I'm gonna shoot for like a takedown, and he just go ahead and just like falls down, dude. You would go into his like guard, and he would win by like Kimura from bottom, dude. It's just like shady stuff like that. It's like, well, was that fixed? Like it almost seemed like it like was fixed. So a lot of those wins probably are some shit like that, dude. Give me Bruno Ferreira by knockout, brother. I think this is a fake dude. I am with you, man. I think this dude is a fraud, and he's going to get exposed. He does train with Sean Brady, Joe Pyfer, and all of them, dude. But maybe they just use him as a fucking heavy bag.
A punching bag, dude. Yeah, because again, you're up to 40 fights at this point, and you haven't even sniffed the UFC yet, and you're having to take it on a short notice fight. Yeah, something's not the math ain't math in here. Something ain't adding up. So yeah, go give me Bruno.
Yeah. So next fight of the night. I'm sorry. Me and D-Rose both on the Hawk this week. Next fight of the night. We got Benoit Saint Denis, the Russian Special Forces guy, the God of War, if you will, taking on Ismail Maheta Bonfim, the little brother of the Bonfim brothers. Benoit Saint Denis, 10-1 overall. His only loss is to Elazio Zaleski dos Santos via decision. Ismail Bonfim is 19-3 overall. Benoit Saint Denis plus 215 dog. Ismail Bonfim minus 275 favorite. Dude, this line has got out of control. Like he's still pretty new to the UFC, and we've seen Benoit a little bit in here. Anyway, Benoit Saint Denis, 27 years old, 5'11", 73-inch reach. Ismail Bonfim, 27 years old, 5'8", 71-inch reach, brother. So, my turn to break it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have Benoit Saint Denis, the Russian Special Forces guy. If anything, dude, tough as all hell. He basically died in this fight. Fight could have been stopped multiple times, but was it Keith Peterson or was it Tyone?
No, it was like, no, it wasn't even any of those guys. It was like some random because it was an Abu Dhabi card. It was some random card. Some random ass dude over there in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, nobody knew who the fuck it was, and they got him out of there, and he has never wrapped the UFC event since.
Dude, it's like they basically let him die, but dude showed his heart, how tough he is. It's tough to get this dude out of here. And this dude is a jiu-jitsu guy. Most of his wins do come by submission. And this is where he's going to try to get the ground at this is where he's going to try to get the fight at is on the ground. And try to get a sub, dude. Ismail Bonfim last fought Terrence McKinney, dude, and just looked good overall. I'm just worried. I've seen did he pull guillotine against Terrence McKinney as well?
I just remember him knocking Terrence McKinney the hell out. Like I
Maybe
just
on the
remember him.
Contender Series fight, he pulled guillotine or something like that. I've seen this
Yeah.
dude pull, and I just don't like it, dude, because that's where he wants this fight to be at, dude. And it's just like they're both the same age, dude. Oh man, this is a tough one this week, dude.
It's a really tough fight. I'm surprised the odds are as far apart as they are.
It's like,
honestly, I think this could be like I know Bonfim should be the favorite. I'm surprised he's anywhere close to even over 300, like over 200. Like he's still a newcomer, and I think Benoit Saint Denis been proven. Yeah.
I'm picking Bonfim to win this fight, but if I was to bet, dude, shit, dude, Benoit Saint Denis over by decision, dude. Hell, even maybe by sub, maybe I would take a chance at it. But I'm officially picking Ismail Bonfim to win this fight. Which way are you going this week, dude?
Man, I think again, super tough fight to predict. I think both guys are hammers. I mean, they're coming up, and I think Benoit, he had in the fight against Dos Santos too. He also took that fight on short notice, which is why he fought up a weight class. So, and I thought he held his own in there, but Dos Santos just started pouring it on there at the end, and it should have been stopped. But as you said, heart of a lion. That dude, it's going to be really tough to finish him. The Bonfim brothers, I know Ismail Bonfim, he's coming in with some momentum as well. He's coming off that, it was a fun fight with Terrence McKinney that he had. He boxed Terrence McKinney up pretty good for the most part, and then hit him with a flying knee. Brutal finish. And, man, I swear I almost want to go Benoit, but
dude, that's how I feel. But it's like, dude, maybe I'm just not seeing. Like, this could be one of the ones where we're just right on, dude. And this is a lot closer of a fight than the odds have it. And maybe the shot on God of War might be worth it. But, dude, it's like I could just be just wrong, dude. This is dude's second fight in the UFC. And he fought Terrence McKinney after he gassed after a round like Terrence McKinney does.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of – and Benoit's he's going to be the bigger dude overall too. So, 3-inch height advantage. So – tough call, but I'm gonna go Bonfim here.
All right, man. Me and D-Rose both on Ismail Bonfim this week, so we will move on up to the next fight. Dude, I think she returns this week. But I gotta let you break it down, dude. I was excited for this one. We got Queen.
You can go. You can roll.
Nope. We got Ariane Lipski taking on Melissa Gatto. The Queen of Violence, Ariane Lipski, going to be taking on Melissa Gatto. We got 15-8 for the Queen of Violence, 8-1-2 for Melissa Gatto. Her only loss was to Tracy Cortez via decision a year ago. Plus 135 dog for Queen of Violence, minus 165 favorite for Melissa Gatto. 29 years old for Queen of Violence, 5'6", 67-inch reach. Melissa Gatto, 27 years old, 5'5", 69-inch reach. D-Rose, go for it.
Yeah, I know Lipski's your girl. Good striker. I mean, for the most part, she's put on some pretty fun fights. And I mean, there are some fights like in the oh my gosh, Pacheco. Not Pacheco. Who was the fight that she got knocked out against? And Pacheco, right?
Zombie.
Cachoeira. Yeah, I said Pacheco. Yeah, Cachoeira. But yeah, in that fight was super weird because I don't know. She just came out kind of like zombie mode, just like and the zombie girl showed her what a real zombie was and slept her. So Lipski, I just think overall she's susceptible to getting taken down. She kind of falls almost into her opponent's fight every time. And Melissa Gatto, she's got good wrestling. She's relentless with the takedowns. she was kind of relentless with those takedowns against Cortez to a fault. I think it kind of worked against her gas tank, and Tracy Cortez used really good footwork against her, for the rest of the fight. But I think her taking a year off, that kind of lets me know that, she's been working on her game, trying to, round out everything. And I think she's going to come out a much improved fighter. I think she'll be able to take Lipsky down pretty much with these. Lipsky's, very content with being on her back and, just letting the fight kind of ride out because she thinks she can get a submission. But I think that Gato gets a win here. May not be the most entertaining fight, but I do think that I think Gato gets it done here. And probably looking at something like an over or a decision or something like that as well.
All right, MMA prediction guru saying Lipsky looked good against JJ Aldrich. Yeah, fair. But I have to throw it back at you, brother. JJ Aldrich don't have the best hands. And if anything, Ariane Lipsky is the queen of violence for a reason. She's got some paws on her. But, dude, when I say I think she returns this weekend, I mean the queen of violently getting knocked out returns this weekend, man. I think she's just going to get, as you said, taken down with ease, dude, and probably ground and pounded or submitted, dude. It's just like there's just sometimes I'm confident in her and sometimes I'm not. This is one of the times I am not confident in her. I think the queen of violently getting knocked out returns this weekend. Give me Melissa Gatto by finish, dude. I think she finishes Ariane Lipsky.
Damn. That's something to look into. I'm sure you can get some good odds on it.
Yeah. Probably ain't open yet because
but when did that come
out? Nope. Yeah. All right, brother. Next fight of the night. The feature fight of the night, if you will. We got Max Payne Griffin going to be taking on Michael Morales, no nickname. We got 19-9 for Max Payne, won 4 of his last 5, only lost to Neil Magny, the split decision. Obviously, Michael Morales 14-0. Max Payne Griffin plus 180 dog. Michael Morales minus 220 favorite. I think he's only had 1 UFC fight against Adam Fugit. No, 2. Trevin Giles. Yeah, knocked out. Yeah, here we go. 1 on the Contender Series via decision. Knocked out Trevin Giles round 1. That's the one where we're like, what are you doing, Trevin Giles? He just like ran right into it, right?
Yeah, he was kind of scrapping with Morales a little bit and got caught. Yeah, I think Morales countered him.
Yeah, and then last one got Adam Fugit out of there in the 3rd round, man. So it took him a little bit to get him out of there. So as I said, minus 220 favorite for Michael Morales. So Max Payne Griffin, 37 years old, 5'11", 76-inch reach. Michael Morales, 24 years old, 6 foot, 79-inch reach, dude. Big experience difference here. Yeah, man, when you look at who they fought, but I'm gonna let you break it down. Go ahead, man.
No, I thought I got the last one right.
No, did you?
Yeah, Hosa and which I'm cool with doing this one too. Or again, Gato and Lipsky. Sorry.
Oh yeah. So I got this one. Hell yeah, cool. Yeah, man. So dude, Neil, Max Griffin he's just fought in better people, dude. Split decision win over Tim Means. Split decision loss to Neil Magny, but split. So one of the judges thought he won. Fought Carlos Condit, beat him decision. Knocked out Song Kanong and this Rahiz Brajimov, dude. He was beating the shit out of Rahiz Brajimov before he fucking stopped him by elbowing his ear off. So that being said, dude, Michael Morales is he's just big for 170. He's powerful. He's 24 years old, dude, and he acts like it. He's just got a gas tank. He's big. He's muscly. He don't have the best technique in the world. Fighting out of Ecuador, one of Chito Vera's boys, dude. I'm going with the favorite this week, minus 220 favorite, Michael Morales. But I do see a lot of people on Max Payne Griffin this week, and maybe he just might expose the kid with some vet techniques. But, dude, I just think just the kid's going to out-muscle him and probably either choke him out or get him out of there early. What are your thoughts, man?
Man, I was looking and I think, Max Griffin, obviously, with the more experience, but I think, we've seen more downs and ups from him. But here lately, in his last 5, he is 4-1 in his last 5. So obviously, he's kind of seen the better run of his career within his last 5 fights. But I do think there's a point to where you could say he's kind of maxed out his ability at this point, no pun intended, but I think he's kind of maxed himself out at this point. And dude, gonna feel it, man. He's 37, so on the back end for sure. Morales, 24 years old, coming in, full head of steam. I think he's got a lot of finishing ability. Man, I think there's a very good chance that he finishes Max Griffin. I think there's a chance that you can maybe go double chance, go KO, TKO, or decision on this. That might be something I might be looking at as far as like a parlay piece or whatever. But yeah, I think Michael Morales gets it done. If he gets a finish, I think there's a chance that he gets a knockout, man. I don't think he subs Max Griffin, but I think he can knock him out or maybe get some ground and pound in.
All right, man. Me and D-Rose both on Michael Morales this week. So we will move on up to the co-main event. How many different picks we got so far, D-Rose? Just 2?
Yeah.
We got
Kevin Lee, Fakardinov, and Luana Carolina and Petrovich.
Yeah. Okay, cool. We might have a different one right here. We got Damir Ismagulov, Kazakh with 2 Qs. Damir Ismagulov taking on KGD, Grant Dawson. 24-2 for Damir Ismagulov. Only lost in his last 5 to Arman Saryukian, dude. Grant Dawson 19-1. Won all 5 of his last 5 with I believe that was a no contest over Ricky Glenn. I'm not sure what happened there. Minus 155 favorite for Damir Ismagulov. Plus 125 dog for KGD Grant Dawson. 32 years old for Damir Ismagulov. 5'10", 74-inch reach. Grant Dawson, 29 years old. 5'10", 72-inch reach. Going to have a 2-inch reach disadvantage for Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson, the boxer. Grant Dawson, the wrestler. Damir, the boxer. D-Rose, break it down.
Yeah, man, I think this is a good fight. Weird that it's a co-main event, but good fight nonetheless. I think that Damir Ismagulov, he's got good takedown defense for him to be a boxer. He's got really good footwork. His jab, he's got a snapping jab, so he will pop anybody with it that gets in range with him. And I think for Grant Dawson, really good wrestler. He tried to fight at 45 a couple of times, almost kind of like that Charles Oliveira thing. It's like, dude, you're way too big to make 45. Just stay at 55, which is the more healthy weight. And he's had really good performances, putting back-to-back submissions together against Jared Gordon and Marco Madsen. And I think that, one of the things that Jared Gordon does have in his back pocket is that wrestling. And I think that although, Ismagulov fought Kuta Taladze and he's fought Arman Saryukian in his last couple of fights. He's used to fighting wrestlers, but when Arman put that pressure on him a little bit, man, he did tend to fold a little bit later in the fight. He was stuffing the takedowns from Arman early, but Arman was able to get him late. I think that Grant Dawson is going to be the bigger, stronger guy. I think that he'll be able to wear on Damir Ismagulov a little bit more with his wrestling. I don't think he's going to finish Ismagulov because Damir Ismagulov is way too tough and he's way too crafty and technical. But I think that Grant Dawson is going to be the bigger guy. I think he's going to be able to get a lot of control. You might see a lot of fence riding before he gets a takedown, but I think that he'll just be able to use his size, wear down on Ismagulov with the wrestling, and get a decision here.
Man, this one's a close one to me, just because I agree with you for the most part, dude. But I just wonder if it's like, dude, Arman didn't take Damir down with ease.
Until later in the fight.
Yeah, he did get him down. So I just wonder, it's like, bro, if he can stop takedowns the first 2 rounds, Grant Dawson's fucked on the feet. His hands aren't good.
He stuffed a lot of Guram takedowns too.
Damir did. but Guram's a kickboxer. Let's be real.
But he's got good wrestling though.
It's okay. Dude, what this is the only thing swaying me off of picking the favorite Damir Ismagulov is he retired, dude. Realized he had one more fight left on his contract, and that's the only reason he's coming back for this fight, dude. He's not coming back after this fight. This is his retirement fight. He's legitimately fulfilling his contract, and that's it, man. I gotta say Grant Dawson for that reason, man. But It wouldn't surprise me if, like Demir just came in here and boxed him up for 2 rounds, got wrestled the third, and then that was the fight. But give me Grant Dawson win by decision this week. I'm rocking with D Rose. We only got one more fight left to hopefully get a different pick on. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, brother. We got the main event of the evening. If you guys haven't already, do us a favor, hit a thumbs up button for us. I haven't asked y'all. I'm terrible at asking y'all to do that. So if you could help me out, hit a thumbs up. I know D Rose would appreciate that too. And subscribe to the channel if you're not, but I'm sure y'all are. But main event of the night, D Rose, we got Tarzan, or I guess no longer Tarzan, Sean Strickland. We got Sean Strickland taking on Abu Supian Magomedov, right? They changed it to Abus.
Oh my god.
We got 26-5 for Sean Strickland. Won 3 of his last 5 for Magomedov. He is 25-4-1, won 4 of his last 5. Minus 175 favorite for Sean Strickland, dude. Plus 145 dog from Magomedov. We got 32 years old for Sean Strickland, 6'1" with a 76-inch reach. 32 years old for Magomedov, 6'2" with a 78-inch reach. I guess I broke down the last one, D Rose. Go for it, brother.
Again, weirdest main event I've seen in a really long time. I'm just not 100% sure what to think about the fight overall. I think, Sean Strickland is just, at this point, I mean, the UFC's got to love him. I mean, for taking fights like this constantly, against young up-and-comers and, fighting Alex Pereira, fighting Abus Magomedov, just weird fights, man. But I do think that, in Magomedov, he does have some skill. He has some ability, I think people think the Magomedov and they think all of a sudden Dagestani wrestler, but no, he's actually got a lot of really good striking. He's a decent wrestler, but no, his striking is actually super crisp. And he's got good kicks, he's got actually really good boxing too. But I think really the big thing is going to be really the experience level at this point. I think that Sean Strickland's going to have the experience. I think that, over 5 rounds, we've seen him, be able to put the pace on guys. I think Jared Cannonier was able to kind of resist it a little bit, but for the most part, if you start going later into the fight with Sean Strickland, he does tend to kind of pull guys down and wear on them after a while. So not literally in terms of wrestling, but I just think his constant forward pressure is just like, dude, when is this guy going to stop? I think, he'll start to wear on Magomedov later on in the fight. And I think Sean Strickland just basically jabs him up to a decision. I think Sean Strickland gets it done.
All right, D-Rose. I knew we'd have 3 different picks today because I'm going the opposite, and I'll tell you why. A little bit of backstory on Abus. Obviously, his second fight in the UFC now. Fought Dustin Stolfutz in his last fight. Fellow, German transplant, if you will. But Abus was born in Dagestan, dude. Lived there until I think he was 15 or something like that. Then moved to Germany. So he's got the Dagestan wrestling base. He just doesn't tend to use it. Moved to Germany and then started kickboxing, dude. So he got his striking skills from 15 and up. So he does have the younger Dagestan, that fighting culture in his blood. He's been scheduled for 5 rounds 5 different times, dude. Guess what? They've all ended in the first round. Yeah, man. I think this line should be opposite. I think Abu should be the favorite this week. If he's smart, dude, I think he can catch Sean Strickland with a front kick right up the middle like he did Dustin Stolfutz last time. Sean Strickland has literally no head movement, and it's like if you can fake enough to get him to bring his hands down for just a second, that's when you hit him. That's just how Alex caught him. He fucking faked the jab, and then fucking Sean Strickland, puts his hands out to fucking try to block the jab coming at him, and he just went right behind his hands and just fucking clipped him. I think if Abus can get Sean Strickland reacting to some feints, dude, we see Abus finishing Sean Strickland. Yeah, dude, give me the dog, the fairly new UFC newcomer, the unranked Abus Magomedov, the dog this week, brother, for our 3rd different pick. What are your thoughts, man?
Interesting. I mean, we've seen Sean Strickland go in there and get knocked out by the more technical strikers, so it wouldn't surprise me to see Strickland get knocked out. But yeah, interesting pick.
Yeah. All right. So we'll have 3 different picks this weekend. So let me tell y'all what those are going to be, because dude, for one of the rare weeks, we only have 3, dude, because we usually either have more than 3 or
Lush.
we really force it. Let me see.
The boy Lush.
Oh shit, brother. Oh shit. Here we go. You guys pick different on Pedrovic, Carolina, Lee, Fakhretdinov, Strickland, and Magomedov. I appreciate it, Lush Lomain. You are the absolute man.
The man.
It's $5 donut.
The
And
man.
keeping track for us. Dude, what more could we ask for? Lush Lomain,
The
brother.
man.
Man, I gotta hook you up with something, my guy. Me and you will be in touch. If you have an Instagram, please reach out to me on Instagram, brother. If not, please email me. I gotta hook you up with some UFC cards or something. I got a lot of stuff around here, and you're constantly coming over here supporting the channel, brother. And hey, brother, that's all that I could ask for. You're helping me
awesome.
out. Let me help you out. Let me send you some stuff if you're interested in any UFC cards, brother. But that being said, our 3 different picks this weekend, according to Lush Lomain, and keeping it for us, we got Pedrovic versus Carolina as pick number 1 difference. D Rose is going UFC newcomer. Pedrovic, I am going UFC vet. Luana Carolina. Our second different pick is Kevin Lee versus Renat Fakhretdinov. D Rose going the Motown phenom, Kevin Lee, future champ Kevin Lee. And I'm going Renat Fakhretdinov. And our third different pick is going to be Sean Strickland versus Abus Magomedov. D Rose going Sean Strickland. I am going Abus Magomedov. That's our 3 different picks. That strap on D Rose's shoulder is going to be mine next week. I'm calling it, brother. Abus going to get the dove for me. One more time, brother. Truly. Thank you, Lush Lomain. Thank you, brother. Lush doing double duty. Dude, he is literally a G. He is a G, dude. Like the man indeed.
The man in the flesh.
Same Lush that hits you up on IG. All right, brother. I'll reach out. I'll get your address and stuff, brother, and I'll get some stuff that you like, and I'll send it over to you because you the man,
Let's
brother.
go.
But yeah, man, hour 42 today, kind of a long one, but I feel like D Rose wanted to talk about last week's cards a lot this week, so it is what it is.
Last week was sneaky good card.
Yeah. Anything before we get out of here, brother?
Nah, man. We wrap this thing up.
All right. Real quick from my end, remember my UFC card videos come out on Friday now, so look forward to that on Friday. And this upcoming Monday, I'll have my UFC news segment, if you will. So I'm going to be giving y'all just the main headlines from this past weekend in like a news format, if you will. Kind of like, you see like the MMA focus and shit, dude, but you'll be me. I'll be sitting in front of a little studio and shit like that. But yeah, look forward to that on Monday. But then restarts next week. We'll be back here Wednesday. But yeah, appreciate it all y'all for stopping by here. And our last comment: need Strickland to win this weekend. Recently bought the biggest card I've ever bought. Strickland Zebra rookie card, Pop 1 9.5. Oh brother. Hey man. Good luck. Investing on this is definitely sketchy. It's a fist fight at the end of the day. We appreciate you guys. I'll have a package heading your way soon. Stay safe. I appreciate you, Lush Lomain. But yeah, that's going to be all from us here this time. I am Matt. D Rose is on that side of your screen. And with that being said, we appreciate all of y'all for stopping by here today. If you haven't already, hit a thumbs up button on your way out of here. Subscribe if you're not. This has been the Golden Octagon MMA Podcast, and we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.